Men chase boys begin. But legends, they walk away the moment you stop running after a woman. Something dangerous happens, something she never saw coming. Her entire reality shifts. You're not just removing yourself from her life, you're removing the fuel that powered her ego. The second you stop giving her validation, attention, and energy, she starts to feel something she never wanted to feel: powerless. Have you ever noticed how a woman's behavior completely flips when a man stops caring? 1 minute, she's arrogant, entitled, and treating you like an option. The next, she's stalking your social media, sending you "hey, stranger" texts and finding the dumbest excuses to talk to you. And you think, wait, the same woman who was ignoring me now suddenly misses me. No, she doesn't miss you. She misses what you provided: your energy, your validation, your desire. This is what happens when a man understands his true power. And this is why you must walk away. But before we dive into this brutal reality, I need you to do something. If you're ready to hear the cold, hard truth to the very end of this video, comment below. I am the prize. Say it, type it, own it. And if you want this type of raw, unapologetic truth to reach more men who need to hear it, hit the subscribe button. YouTube will push this content to those who are still trapped, and together we'll break them out. Lesson 1 of the cycle phase. 1. Shock and denial. Women are masters of deception. They don't need physical strength to control men. They don't need force. They use manipulation, psychology, and power dynamics to keep men trapped in emotional cages, and most men fall for it every single time. A woman doesn't need to love you to control you. She doesn't even need to care about you. All she needs to do is keep you wanting her. This is the game they play. They give you just enough attention to keep you interested, just enough affection to make you feel special, and just enough validation to keep you hooked. But the second you try to fully claim her, she pulls away. Why? Because if you feel secure, if you feel comfortable, if you feel in control, she loses power, so she starves you of affection, just enough to make you chase harder. She takes longer to reply to texts. She cancels plans at the last minute. She becomes busy when she used to be excited to see you. And what does the average man do? He tries harder, he doubles down, he texts more, calls more, and does more. And this is exactly what she wants. Because the more you chase, the more power she has over you. But here's what happens when a man finally gets smart. When a man wakes up, when a man stops playing her game, he stops texting first, he stops calling, he stops chasing, he stops trying to prove his worth. He walks away, and the moment this happens, she feels it. At first, she acts like she doesn't care. She'll pretend she hasn't noticed. She'll act like everything is normal. But inside, she's in complete panic mode. She's telling herself, no, this is impossible. He can't actually be leaving. He's just playing a game. He'll be back, because in her mind, men always come back. She's seen it before. Lesson 2 tested this. Before most men break within a few days, they get desperate, they cave in. But this time, something is different. You're not texting her, you're not checking up on her, you're not begging for her attention. And that's when the first crack forms in her reality. She starts testing the waters. She likes one of your pictures. She sends a random "hey" text. She watches your story and waits, and in this moment, she's doing the most dangerous thing possible for her ego. She's waiting for your reaction. She's checking her phone every few minutes. She's looking for that notification. She's holding on to hope that you'll respond. And if you do, she wins. Because now she knows you were just pretending. But if you don't, if you stay silent, if you truly walk away, her entire sense of control over you is shattered. This is when panic turns into self-doubt. This is when she starts questioning herself. And that's when phase 2 begins. Phase 2, self-doubt and reflection. At first, she tells herself a lie to protect her ego. He's just playing games, he's trying to make me jealous, he'll get bored and come back. But as the days go by and you still haven't reached out, her mind starts to break. She doesn't want to admit the truth. She doesn't want to accept what's happening. But she can't escape it, because deep down, she's feeling something she's never felt before. Rejection. Women are not built to handle rejection. Men deal with it all the time. Men get rejected, ghosted. Lesson 3, ignored, curbed. This is normal for men, but women, they're not used to this feeling. Because for most of her life, she's had options. She's had men chasing her. She's had guys texting her, complimenting her, begging for her time. And now, for the first time, a man has truly walked away. And now she has to ask herself a terrifying question. Maybe I wasn't as special as I thought. This is when her self-doubt kicks in. She starts spending more time in the mirror. She starts taking longer to do her makeup. She starts scrolling through your page, wondering if you've moved on because she doesn't know what to do. A woman's entire identity is built on the idea that she's desirable, that she's lesson 4, valuable, that she's wanted. And when a man she thought she controlled no longer desires her, it forces her to confront a truth she never wanted to face. She starts asking herself, am I losing my looks? Did he find someone better? Was I not good enough? And this drives her insane because now she starts to feel something new, something she never thought she'd feel for you. Jealousy. She starts wondering if you have another woman. She starts checking who's liking your pictures. She starts stalking your followers, looking at the comments under your posts. Because suddenly she's the one chasing, and it eats her alive. She won't show it. She'll still act like she's fine, but inside she's screaming. And this is why women always come back, because they're not built to handle the idea of a man who moves on and never looks back. And the deeper this pain cuts, the more desperate she becomes. Which brings us to the final phase, phase 3, rationalization and rebound. At this stage, her emotions are completely out of control. She's gone through shock, denial, panic, and self-doubt. She spent nights staring at her phone, checking your social media, wondering why you're not coming back. And now she's reached the most destructive phase of all rationalization. This is where her mind plays tricks on her to avoid facing the brutal truth. She lost control over a man who was supposed to be beneath her, a man who wasn't supposed to walk away, a man who was supposed to be crying, suffering, begging her to take him back. But instead, you're doing the exact opposite. You don't care. You aren't watching her stories. You aren't texting her. You aren't affected. And this is where she starts rewriting history. She has to justify why you walked away, so she doesn't have to admit to herself that she was the problem. She'll start to lie to herself. She'll say things like, I was never that into him anyway. He was too obsessed with me, and it was unattractive, he was weak. That's why he couldn't handle me. I deserve better. She'll tell her friends that you were too needy, or that she wasn't feeling it anymore. She'll convince herself that she ended things first, even though you were the one who walked away. She'll pretend that she's better off without you. But here's what you need to understand. She isn't trying to convince the world. She's trying to convince herself. Because deep down, she knows the truth. She knows she fumbled a man who had power. She knows she lost a man who refused to be controlled, and that kills her inside. He doesn't want to sit alone with her thoughts. She doesn't want to self-reflect. She doesn't want to admit that she made a mistake. So what does she do? She finds another man. And this is where she makes her biggest mistake. Jumping into a rebound, she grabs the first guy. She can find a beta male AS, a weak man who will worship her, a guy she never truly wanted. But why does she do this? Because she's not trying to love him. She's using him as an emotional bandage to cover the pain of losing you. She needs someone to fill the hole in her ego. She needs someone to reassure her that she's still desirable. She needs to see a man chasing after her so she can feel valuable again. And that's why you'll suddenly see her posting happy pictures, going on vacations, and acting like life is amazing. She wants you to see it. She wants you to think she's already moved on. She wants to trigger jealousy in you, but what she doesn't realize, the only person she's hurting is herself. At first, it seems like she's winning. She's got a new guy. She's posting, more smiling, more acting like life is perfect. But here's the problem. She doesn't actually respect him because deep down, she knows the truth about weak men. She knows this new guy was too easy. He didn't make her work for it. He didn't have the self-respect to say no to her gains. He didn't walk away. He ran toward her the second she showed interest. And women never respect men they can control. So what happens? She starts losing attraction. She starts realizing this new guy doesn't excite her. He doesn't challenge her. He doesn't hold any mystery. He doesn't make her feel like she has something to prove. And suddenly she's bored. And when women get bored, they cheat. She starts texting other guys. She starts going out more. She starts pulling away from him. And before he even realizes what happened, she's already gone. But guess who she starts thinking about you? Because now she realizes her biggest mistake. She traded a strong man for a weak one. She downgraded, she threw away power for comfort, and that is a mistake she will regret forever. This is why women always come back. They don't come back because they love you. They don't come back because they miss you. They come back because they thought the grass was greener on the other side, and then they realized they were standing in a desert. They come back because you were a challenge, and they traded you for a doormat. They come back because they thought they could do better, and then realized they lost the best thing they had. And when that realization hits them, it's already too late, because by the time she figures it out, you're already gone. And now you're the one who's unreachable. You're the one who moved on. You're the one who's truly free. And that is the ultimate power. Most men never learn this. They keep chasing, they keep texting, they keep begging for attention, and that's why they always lose. But the men who truly understand this game, the men who walk away and mean it, they become the only men. Women respect because here's the truth. Women do not love men. They can control, they only respect the men who refuse to be controlled. And once you understand this, you will never chase a woman again. You will never beg for attention. You will never waste your time trying to prove your worth, because you are the prize. If you've made it to the end of this video, comment below, I am unstoppable. And if you want this truth to reach more men who need to hear it, hit the subscribe button. Now YouTube will push this content to more men who are still trapped in the cycle. This message needs to reach them before it's too late. Be the man who walks away. Be the man who controls his own life. Be the man who is never afraid to lose her. Because once you become that man, you will never lose again.